Hello, family, and welcome to Yoga Monday. Today, I have a yoga practice for you that isn't an asana practice, but it's still sort of a physical practice. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you a mudra. Now, if you're new to mudras, think of mudras as asana or poses for your hands. We generally just use our hands or sometimes our arms. And just like asana or yoga poses have very specific um, goals or effects, both physically and energetically, so do mudras. A lot of people don't realize that yoga poses, our asana, are not just physical models, but they are energetic models. Very similar to if you ever practiced a martial art like Tai Chi, where you're doing certain movements and moving the energy. Yes, your body's moving, your muscles, you're working on balance and strength and flexibility, the physical stuff, but you're also working on a subtle energy shift and move. So is true about asana. So, down dog, tree pose, all of those, they have an energetic focus. This is also true of mudras. They each have their own energetic focus. And today, the focus is on stillness. So, I'm going to be using a card from this deck. It's called Mudra Cards. It accompanies the book Mudras for Healing and Transformation. And the book and the cards were created by my two teachers from when I was studying um, for my 500 hour. I got my 500-hour certification from Integrative Yoga Therapy, and they are the founders and creators of that program. And they wrote this beautiful book and made these amazing cards that go along with the book. The book is more detailed than the cards. Today, we're going to be practicing this mudra. It is called Adhi Mudra. It is the gesture of primordial stillness, and the core quality being stillness. I chose this mudra today because this is the one I'm practicing today because I'm experiencing some anxious feelings around being exposed to some yuck. I don't know what the yuck is, and I have some anxiety around it. So I thought I'm practicing this today, so I thought I would share it. Let me share some of the benefits of this mudra. And one is it connects with the stillness of our essential being. It's thought that when we have sort of anxious feelings, we are moving away from who we really are into what we think we are, or more into thoughts instead of into being. It supports the strength and density of the bone. So, if you are a yoga geek like me, then you have heard of chakras. And so, this mudra is connected to the first chakra, which has to do with the density and the heaviness in the body. So, bones, legs, muscle, really more the bones. Things that connect us to earth. When we are more grounded in our first chakra, we cultivate feelings of stillness and safety. The first chakra has tons to do with safety and ease. So this is a first chakra support. Also, it's supporting in the treatment of anxiety. Again, usually when we're anxious, we're living in our heads instead of coming back to earth, to connectedness to who we really are. It also facilitates seated meditation because if your brain is like, how are you supposed to sit for meditation? You can't. It's too hard. And then it also is said to lower your blood pressure. So be careful if you have low blood pressure in general. Just be mindful that maybe this one isn't for you. Maybe do some other first chakra stuff. So that's what we're working on today. Let's get started. So you're sitting or lying down or even standing, comfortable position. And if you feel safe enough, you can go ahead and close the eyes or just have the eyes cast downward. And we'll take a moment just to go inside, take a deep breath in and a nice sigh out. Just that alone helps feel, that kind of draws that energy downward a little bit, getting more in to the body, connected to earth. Go ahead and draw the shoulders up to the ears, give it a little squeeze, and then roll the shoulders down, around, and back, and hold the shoulder blades slightly back and slightly down. They don't need to pinch in. We're not trying to create tension. We're trying to create ease and connectedness. Feel where your body connects to the floor or to a seat. And let that part sort of sink a little bit, that again, connection to earth. And if you're sitting or standing from the earth, feel the rebound energy upward. So lengthen the spine, gather enough energy into the core of the body just to hold the spine long, not to create tension. Soften the front ribs down. Soften the jaw and the notch of the throat. And when you're ready, we'll start the mudra. So, the mudra is how we do it. Taking both hands, fold the thumb inwards as if you were a little kid and showing everybody that you're 4 years old. And then take your fingers and wrap them around the thumb lightly. You don't have to have a death grip. And then just let the hands rest on the lap or on the body, or if you're lying down, on the sides. And when we're doing mudras, we don't have to do anything. This is a really deep noticing. So soften as much as you can and just notice. Notice any subtle shifts. Shifts in breath. Shifts in energy. When I say energy, maybe you feel this sense of ease, a sense of support, a sense of stillness. Just notice. Notice what changes, what releases. And just like with asana in most classes, we usually just hold the poses for a few breaths in most yoga classes, not all, but most. We'll do the same thing with this mudra here. When you're ready, just release. Release the fingers, maybe wiggle them a little bit, and then place them either again on your lap or on the sides of the body. And notice again that after effect. Like, it's beneficial to notice the after effects of poses when we do them. It's beneficial to notice the after effects of mudras when we do them. What shifts again? What seems to dissipate, but then what remains? And when you're ready, take a deep breath in and let it out. Softly open the eyes if they're closed. As with any practice, whether it's a yoga practice, a mindfulness practice, an exercise practice, it is a practice, meaning that you get the most benefits when you practice multiple times a week. not just once in the presence of a teacher. Take what the teacher has shared, that knowledge, that wisdom, and then go home and practice again and again. That's when the magic happens. That's when you get the deepest benefit. Yes, it's great to go to yoga class and kind of spend time with that one teacher and in community. That's super important and it's wonderful. But the stuff starts to work, really work, when you practice over and over and over again. See what happens. It's kind of like if you're going to the gym and lifting weights. Sure, it's great to go to the gym once and maybe work on biceps. You can feel that muscle pump. But in order to have that sustained strength, that sustained beneficial muscle tone, you have to keep doing it. You have to keep going back. You have to have sort of progressive overload in order to build that strength. The same is true when you're working on the subtler things in your body. The same is true when you're working on expanding your breath. You have to practice and then see how your life changes, see how stuff shifts. You sustain it with practice. So I'm going to invite you to practice this over and over again. Even if you're not feeling spacey and maybe you're not having feelings of anxiety, practice it anyway and then see what happens when you're confronted with a stressful situation or you have to sit down and work on a project for work or school that takes so much mental energy. Notice how you approach it differently when you practice stillness, when you practice grounding. Just notice your initial reactions and then how you approach it because this stuff stays with you. It becomes a part of you. So I highly recommend that you practice. This video will live on the site indefinitely. And if you're looking for more stuff like this, I am building a super awesome off Facebook membership site that is going to have so much yum in it. It's not launched yet, it's not finished yet. But if you think this is a yummy site, that's going to be even more epic, and I'm going to be sharing more about that later. But until then, practice, 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 even if it's 5 minutes a day, and see how your life changes. Just see. And let me know below how this went for you. How, what did you notice? What shifted for you? What stayed with you? Let me know below. I will see you soon, family, and thank you for practicing with me on Yoga Monday. Peace.